One of the most beautiful things about life is the relationships we keep. And this is more intimately expressed in romantic relationships. Don't you just love it when you can wake up to good morning texts, random gifts from that special someone?
No.
No, so when did you become
Please,
a
you guys should
sadist?
not look at me. I don't love it.
You're a lion.
I love it so
You just lied.
All right, so today on the show, we will be talking about these kinds of relationships, as well as the boundaries you need to set so that you can be right with God and with your partner. When we come back from this short break, we'll be going into the discussion. My name is Chima, and this is Catholic Faith Forum. Welcome back from that short break. My name is Chima, and I have May and Nonso here,
Hey-yo.
looking all cute, looking all
You know, that's how we roll. That's how we roll.
I just want to give you the queens.
You know, we can't disappoint.
Please don't bring the saddest side today, I think God beg you.
Chima, that is... Carry on.
That was a low blow, though.
And also knows why I did it. All right, so yeah, we're talking about responsible dating today, yeah? And dating has, over time, evolved. It used to be a precursor to courtship, then marriage. But these days, the definition has changed. So what do you consider dating to be in this time and day?
Well, I believe dating is, as the word implies, going on dates with a person.
I thought it was related to the calendar.
Really?
No,
like waking up every morning and then dating.
You think May 6th.
Exactly.
I'm happy for you. So going on dates with people, like persons, dates, you just go on the first date. If you like the person enough, you go on a second date. And then after that, if you still like the person enough, you can now proceed to relationship. But if there's no specific clear cut, you have to date this person, go on 5 dates before you date the person. So it's just dating to see if you like this person enough to actually proceed to the next stage.
All right, now, so
for me, dating is a stage in a relationship whereby two people are seeing each other with purpose. Yes,
that's
word.
Deep.
Yeah, like I'm coming. So with purpose, and they do it on a regular basis. So for me, I feel there has to be a reason why you're seeing somebody. It's not just, I just want to go on this date to go and eat. I mean, you can always eat every time. You can always hang out.
You cannot always eat every time.
You can always eat.
And not eat.
You cannot always eat.
Do you know, I had this argument with somebody one time, and we were just having a discussion. I'm like, that he doesn't like girls that go out and they won't finish their food. I'm like, Oga, sometimes you might not even like the food. Sometimes you might not feel like eating so much. And then you may not finish your...
Yeah, you order what you can eat now.
But actually, I don't like food wastage. So when it comes to food, I don't joke with food. Everybody knows that.
All right, so you mentioned food now, going out and eating. So what do you think is the best thing about dating?
Getting to know that person that you're out with, whether it's going to see a movie or just taking a stroll in the park. Just getting to know that person better, because that's the whole idea behind the dating.
Yeah.
So just getting to know that person, learn about what they like, what they don't like. Get to actually talk to this person. I think that's the best part for me.
I actually think it's more because it's a bit relaxing. That's one of the things I feel is the best thing about dating. When you are going out with someone and then you are doing things that you won't usually do, it takes you away from your usual routine and then helps you spread your wings and all of that.
I don't agree.
Why not?
Have you ever been on a bad date before?
Okay. If you come
Well,
from
for me,
that
I find
angle,
that is not relaxing at all.
I find it interesting because you're knowing, like she said, you're knowing somebody newly because you've never met this person. It's just like reading a new book. So you don't know what is inside except you open it. And so it's like you're probing the person. You people get to talk. Communication is key. So you people are always talking and then you know this person. So I find it very interesting. Not like I like I'm a ball, but I just like knowing about people and then
No comment.
So just knowing somebody more than what I see outwardly is very interesting.
Knowing the person better.
So we've talked about dating and giving our own definitions about it, yeah? So do you think it's problematic that people have different definitions of dating instead of one central theme to it?
I think it's problematic because people just tend to make dating suit their own beliefs. So if I think I should do some certain things while I'm dating, then it's fine. Meanwhile, dating is just supposed to be you seeing the person, getting to know the person, and it ends there, going out, maybe experiencing some things together, and it ends there. But then when you take it further into a relationship, then you guys are committed to each other. But why it's problematic today is because people now assume that once you've gone on one date, we're already boyfriend and girlfriend, or we're already doing something serious. Or once you've gone on one date, then you can commit the sin of fornication. And that is not okay in any way, in any right. It's not okay. So that, I think people just mistake and do that instead. So I find it very problematic.
Okay, I believe, as you said, dating over the years has evolved in a way that I wouldn't say is particularly pleasant, because now people just throw away all the rules and just go around doing whatever they feel they want to do as regards dating. So they just meet the person. So some people don't even go on actual dates. They just hook up. They just hook up, and then it's something else entirely. So that's technically not leading to a relationship. That's just leading to something else entirely.
Just like we also said, you know, a lot of talking is involved in dating. So this is where I believe the problem comes in, because when people are dating, they're supposed to be talking, getting to know each other. But then also during talking, there are some things you shouldn't talk about just yet. But you see people throwing caution to the wind and, you know, going ahead to talk about things that, you know, only people in a relationship or people in marriage should be talking about. Yeah, so these are some of the things that we consider as problematic. Let's talk about PDA for a bit, public displays of affection. People like to, you know, do some certain things. So what do you think about it?
The thing is that a part of, okay, let me stand somewhere now. PDA for me can be a problem, especially when you have people that are not up to the age of dating around you, and then you are doing PDA, right? You do it. Yes. And you're doing PDA. Then you pass on the wrong message to these people, to young people. And then it's fine when older people are there and then they understand that I was doing wrong with these ones. But I think PDA even has stages. There are some things that shouldn't be done outside. You can hold hands. You can put your hands across your shoulder. You can hug.
Stages, though?
No, like, I'm just like, it's not like different, but there are some things that shouldn't be done outside. I mean, there are some things that really shouldn't be done outside. There are some things that shouldn't be done outside. I just feel.
I agree with Nonso. Yes, you know, and our culture has a huge part to play in this, because we as Africans, we are more
reserved,
conservative than the white people. Like, you go see someone that is dating someone and they are just kissing on the road. If you stand up and kiss somebody in Nigeria on the road, everybody will look at you like, this person is definitely mad. So there are some things that you shouldn't do. There are some things, there are levels to this PDA thing. As you said, hand-holding is fine. There's some little things, looking at each other is fine. Yeah. But then when it starts going to other things, it's a no-no, because there's some things that should be left for the privacy of your house. And it's not okay when you see young people who are too young to actually date doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And they probably watched it in a movie or saw someone do it, and then they decided to just carry on and try it out themselves because they felt it was good enough.
What about people that tell themselves lovely things outside? I find it so cute when I go say I love you outside.
It's really nice. No, that's fine. Lots of information are great.
Some people actually feel that these things help them know the person that they are dating more. So it's also problematic in its sense, because you don't know the person enough to be able to bring out your own view that, okay, if I do small PDA, I'll be able to get this person's attention. You might just be driving that person away by trying to...
That's why you should talk before you get to that stage.
And some people have been disgraced. Some people have been seriously disgraced trying to do this PDA. So, I mean, if you don't know your partner, I don't think you should be...
And know your limits, please.
Yeah,
it's very important pass your boundary. That you know your limits. All right, so let's talk about Christian dating, you know. We can't but bring this in, because apart from the fact that this is Catholic Faith Forum, responsible dating is also Christian dating. So what is Christian dating?
Christian dating means just, let's say, Christian relationship.
Okay.
Is dating, being with a person and observing all the things you should observe. All the things the church says you should do, all the things the Bible says you should do. So you are with this person, but you are conscious of the fact that both of you are Christians, you're children of God, and you are trying to live life the right way and do things at the right time. There's a time for everything. So you shouldn't see someone who is in a relationship with a person and not yet married practicing premarital sex or cohabiting. There are certain things you should not do. So basically just observing all these things and living the right way. You know, going for counseling, just helping each other build as people and not just throwing caution to the wind and going haywire.
Yeah, for me, I think Christian dating, like she said, is just... let me say dating or seeing each other and making sure, because you have to make sure. I feel every relationship should be deliberate. There's nothing like, oh, it was a mistake.
Are they accidental relationships?
No, like that I'm saying. There's some people that end up, maybe they just go on one date and then before you know they're already in situations. They're not in situationships, and then the boat just sails
and they just
off,
keep going,
and the ship will go
and
and get a
south,
shipwreck somewhere.
It doesn't even end up well. So I'm just saying that Christian relationship is one that people make sure, the two people make sure that they don't commit sin, they don't disobey God's commandments. And then that's what makes it Christian dating.
Interesting. So some tips that I feel can help people date in a Christian way. One of them is they need to understand that they are not different from people outside. Even though they are Christians, you know, something that we Christians like to tend to do, not like, is that we feel that, okay, because we are in the church, we should be, you know, staying on our own and all of that. People need to understand that they are Christians, but they are also human beings. So they should try as much as possible to not, to allow themselves experience full human emotion, but keep it in check with their Christian values. Another thing is getting a mentor during dating. What do you think about getting a mentor during dating? Like talking to people that will help you towards...
Some people don't like involving other people. So I don't know. I just feel like there's no rule to dating. There are no set rules. So getting a mentor, you might get them from, like, I don't need to tell you about how my date is going with this person. I might just ask for your opinion and then use it in mind.
Yeah,
I think if it works for you, fine. If it doesn't work for you, you don't have to.
All right. So another thing is, because dating is a talking stage mainly, you should not be scared to, you know, cut it off when you say that you are not going for that. You are not going far. You are not going anywhere with that dating. So a lot of people, like you said, end up in situationships because after going on one day, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to tell the guy or the girl that they are not doing again. And then they end up in a... they end up somewhere.
Okay, abstain from sex, and because it's sex that leads to abortion or whatever, but just abstain from sex. That's what I'll do, and maybe don't stay in a place that is just you and him, that will lead to something you wouldn't want to do.
Engage in premarital sex. Well, it actually depends on individuals. So I think for you to have something you will not do with your partner, like when in the dating scene or in the dating aspect of life, you have to, you know, come to an agreement and say, okay, yes, this is what I don't want us to do. This is what we want us to do. So there should be a form of concession, you know, between partners.
Another thing people need to do is to lower their expectations. Because they are Christians and going into relationships, they feel like, oh, this person must be Jesus' second. Jesus' second.
Actually.
So you need to be able to lower your expectations so that you can, you know, relate with that person and see how both of you can grow. And then obviously you need to work on yourself because you cannot give what you don't have.
Yeah, so I feel I want to take from what you said, godliness. People just imagine that, oh, because I started talking to him when he was going to church, means he's still the same person. My dear sister, my dear brother, the person can change.
Yes.
So you should always look out for growth. Because using my own parents, for example, my dad was not a Christian when he met my mom. And then when he started dating, I guess he understood that before he had to get that woman, he had to find God first. So he had to find God. He had to grow in his faith. You need to see the person being active in church, loving God, not just I love God for mouth and then it's just Sunday mass. Yes. It's not about that. You have to see the person's growth, worship, how the person takes his Christian life into his weekly life, how he lives. So you have to pay attention to those things, and that's what me.
Okay, I think physical expression must be appropriate in your relationship. You should know the limits to everything. Yes. So, yes, we could hold hands, we could talk to each other.
Back into the
but don't go the extra, please. There's a time for everything. Yeah. And things are better enjoyed when it's at the right time. Yes. Also, examine your personal motives for dating. Why do you want to be with this person? If you can't give yourself logical reasons, and if your reasons don't align with the person you're dating, don't do it. It's not by force. Then also, be guided by love and not lust. Don't say, this girl is too fine, I have to have her. It's not by that one, please. It's not. So just make sure that your reasons for being attracted to that person are not just purely physical and it's not lust-driven. Because if love doesn't lead, then trust me, you're going the wrong way.
Yeah, and also important is that I think dating should start with friendship. There should be a comfort you feel with that person, some kind of comfort. That person should be your comfort zone. Like when I'm with this person, I feel like I'm at home. So if you don't feel comfortable to let yourself, not like let yourself
As
lose.
people like saying, peace of mind.
No, not yes, peace of mind.
Peace of mind is essential.
I'm not saying that you can be free around that person. Someone you're very comfortable with, friend, you can joke around, talk about anything good with, actually. So, and then if you don't feel free around that person, I don't think there's a need to be around that person. It's not by force. No. And then you should also feel free to leave it open. So in case anything happens, you can always back off and say, no, I don't want this kind of toxic person. Because people end up in toxic relationship because they fail to realize that the person had a toxic habit while they were dating. And then we should use, I think this one is very important now in this our time, and I had to drop this because it's very important, very, very key, because a lot of people just think, oh, I went on this date, and then they post their food and what they did on social media. I think we need to learn how to use social media very, very wisely. We need to understand that social media is not a place where you go and show off or think, oh, I'm better than every other person. Because when you mean that, you actually are not. So social media should be used wisely, very, very wisely. Because people just tend to show off their dates online without actually knowing the person. You see people are on dates and they're on their phone tweeting about how their date is going. Nobody really cares, actually, if you think about it. So focus on the person and not on the media, not on what people will say. I think that's very important for a relationship, for dating, actually.
Okay, and I think both of you should learn to pray together because that's very important. Your spiritual lives have to be solid, has to be strong to help each other become better versions of yourself. And also, I think this is one of the most important aspects of relationships, communication. You need to communicate. If you want to say no to something, say no to something. If you're uncomfortable about something, say it. Just talk about everything. Talk about things, your dreams, talk about your goals, talk about your visions. Just make sure that there's an open line of communication between you and the person you're in a relationship with.
Very key.
It's very, very important.
Yeah. Very key. All right, so let's go a bit personal now. So, yeah. All right, so May.
Why are you so specific?
I don't understand.
I'm coming to you. You better prepare
Are you
yourself.
attacking me? Did you? Okay, no problem.
All right, so what can cancel someone from your might date list?
Hey! The list is long, but let me give you just a few.
Let me call for a jotter, please.
No, just a few. I'll just drop a few. The rest we can talk about that behind the camera.
All right.
Okay, first of all, you have to have a sense of humor. That's for me, because we cannot be having dry conversations, please. I like to talk. I like to gist, so we can't have boring conversations.
Okay.
Then
okay.
I don't want the. Have you eaten?
Okay.
Yes. What are you eating? Are you on your way home?
No.
Let's have real conversations. Let's talk about everything. Yes. Then you have to understand sarcasm. If you don't understand sarcasm, I don't know how we can have proper banter, because I can't be explaining my jokes to you. It will just be boring.
It will kill the vibe.
Exactly. But there's some people you need to explain to, actually, me. I mean, you don't shut the world. Don't shut your heart. But there's some people that don't get. But seriously, is it their fault? They will meet people that don't get as well, and the two of them shall become one.
Cancelled from her own side.
Yeah, when a man meets doesn't get sarcasm, meets a woman that doesn't get sarcasm, they can join and become one. I'm happy for them, but that's not me. Also, you have to be intelligent. You have to have intellectual conversations. Then you have to have a vision. You have to have prospects. And, you have to have something up there, please. You have to help each other grow. If you don't have any of these things, please, God bless you. Thank you.
All right. So
nice meeting you.
Okay, so you're asking me what kind of man do I like, right?
Oh, yeah,
the things that will cross off a man off your list.
I like a man that is tall, fair, handsome.
Now so.
That's a lie, Sha. But
you say lie, also.
No, actually, that's a lie. I don't like fair guys, actually.
Yeah, I agree.
You like short guys?
No, she doesn't like fair guys.
Because
I was trying to mimic that lady. I like a man that is tall, fair, handsome. Whenever I walk down the street, so I'm just trying to say I don't like men that are proud. I know all men are proud.
Not all.
But they don't rub it in, please. I don't like when guys are just too proud and then everything about them is just pride.
And condescending.
It's condescending, proud men. I don't like them. people that are too full of themselves, people that talk too much. Please leave the talking to me.
People, okay.
No, not like I would. I don't. Not like I would talk too much, but they don't. I don't like men that just talk too much.
Now, like when you're on a date and they start telling you about the countries.
I don't want to.
Or they don't even give you any chance to put a word in, and they're just rapping all through.
So I like someone, and I don't like people that don't respect me. I mean, that's everything for me, respect. So if you don't give me any kind of respect, I will not even look at your side. So that's fine. So I like men that respect women. Not like I like all men, but I would like my man to respect me and then be honest, don't lie. Even if you don't have anything, there's no need to pose or form like something you're not or to lie. I don't like lies. And why you lie?
The way her eyes closed.
Like, I don't like lies.
And then I like someone I can talk to, someone that is very good with communication. I can gist with
very
you,
important.
laugh, and then you are playful. Please don't hug the wall to your chest and hold it so tight. Life is not that serious. I mean, losing your shoulder a bit and laugh and
losing your
all right,
shoulder.
I guess you guys are not interested in mine, so let's carry on. All right.
what?
Actually, Chima doesn't have any.
You people have been saying this.
I'll rough
Chima, you don't have anything. You just
I don't have a spec.
let the girl just be fine.
I'm speckless. All right, I'm going to shock you by telling you that I have spec.
Oh my
In
God,
fact, my standards are so high.
You have spectacles.
That my standards are so high that.
Chima, bore me. Thank you.
Okay, so basically, what can cancel someone from my might date list is simple. Two things always drive me: empathy and logic. So if I can't see this in your day-to-day life, then okay, I will have problems already from the start. Nowhere to be logical, nowhere to be empathetic. You know, instead of doing leave it for God in some cases, know when to use leave it for God, know when to use know when to do what you're supposed to do. So those are the two
aligning
things.
ideologies.
Please,
Yes.
there's
Makes
something
sense.
I didn't mention. I'm sorry, like I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying that. Please, body
I was going to say
body spray is needed, and then your mouth, wash it very well. I'm not offending anybody. I don't.
No,
mean to
you
do
are
this, but I'm
not.
just
It's
saying
people
that.
who will feel
No
offended
comment.
will feel
I'm not.
offended. But
I don't mean to do this, but please take care of your armpits and your mouth. And I don't want to say hi, and then
and everybody dies.
please, thank you.
All right, so this has really been an interesting discussion. Unfortunately, this is all we can take for today's episode of the show.
Why?
Like you said, me, when we go behind the camera, you
We'll
give
continue.
us the gist.
No problem.
So-
I don't know what you are talking about. So. I'm just
All
here.
right, so
No comment.
we are going to cue to the Know Your Faith team for today's episode of Know Your Faith. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome to Know Your Faith series. My name is Judith. So we'll pick up from where we left off the last time on the works of mercy. Remember, I said we have spiritual works of mercy and corporal works of mercy. So today we'll be talking about the first corporal work of mercy. But do you know that 6 out of the 7 corporal works of mercy are found in Matthew's Gospel chapter 25, verses 31 to 46? In verses 31 to 40, Jesus states that performing them is the reason for the salvation of the saved, while in verses 41 to 46, it is their omission that leads to condemnation. The 7th corporal work of mercy is found in the book of Tobit, chapter 1, verses 17 to 19, and it is to bury the dead. Now, to the first corporal work of mercy, which is to feed the hungry. What does it mean to feed the hungry? It simply means you are charitable with your food, especially to the poor. And certain ways you can do this is by 1. Being aware of hunger. Very few people today eat the required 3 square meals daily, and it's not by their choice. At least 1 out of 7 people today is undernourished. So if you know anyone who would go hungry if you do not help, package some of the food you have prepared and send to them. Ensure that they have something to eat. 2nd, don't waste food. It is said that 1/3 of the food in the world today go to waste. Develop a healthy food habit of cooking what you can comfortably consume within a specified period of time, so that to avoid the occasion of throwing away food which you can no longer consume or which has gone bad. When you eat out, try not to purchase more food you can comfortably finish at a sitting. You can also encourage your friends to do the same when they eat out. Donate. Also, you could donate to a Feed the Community drive. Find places close to you where you can donate foodstuff or send money. A good place to start is the pious society in your parish that is dedicated to providing for the poor and the hungry. Let us know in the comment section of some ways you have been able to feed the hungry. Until next time, remember to always be bold and be Catholic.
Welcome back. That was Know Your Faith. I hope you've been educated and you've learned something. Thank you also for staying with us. Thank you for joining us on this episode where we discuss responsible dating. May, Nonso, and I have shared our opinions and our experiences about what it means to date responsibly. So, May, do you have anything to say? Anything else to say?
Anything else? Okay, I would like to advise you, if you're not ready for a relationship, don't get into a relationship. It's not by force. Don't use other people's timing to measure your own timing. Please, it's not a race. Just do the right thing for you at the right time and make sure when you are actually dating, do the right thing at the right time. Peace.
All right, Nonso.
My own advice for you is that you should always, why am I talking like this? My advice for you is communication. It's very good because if someone does not speak, you don't know what they have in mind. So you should listen to them speak. You should probe them. You should talk. Be open, and then the person will be open to you. I believe so. So I think that's very important.
All right, you've heard what Nonso and May have to say. And what I have to say is that you should know that responsible dating is key to a healthy relationship with yourself, with your partner, and with other people. Irresponsibility in dating makes people toxic, and the world is already so bad that we don't need a lot of toxic. We don't need more toxic people around.
At all.
So make sure as much as possible you stay responsible while dating. Thank you for joining us on today's episode of CFF. Thank you, May. Thank you, Nonso.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Thanks
All
for
right,
staying
as
with us.
usual, this episode will soon be up on our YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe at Dominican Media Presents, where you can watch our episodes, this episode, and other episodes of the show. Make sure you also send us your comments, suggestions, and even, your thoughts on this topic to our social media platforms. Across board, we are at CFF on TV, Until we come your way next time with another beautiful episode of CFF, keep being saints
In jeans and shirts.
and dresses too.
Igobi.